Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR, the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about how Shelia Jackson Lee has now proven why she needs to be thrown out of Congress and potentially the United States as a whole at this point in time and history. Sorry for the intro being a little bit messed up there. I don't know what happened. My thing should have been on my toner mic, which I have right here, but it wasn't. It was in my headphone mic for some reason, which is just weird. But yeah, it stopped me from being able to speak correctly in the first couple seconds there. So it is what it is. But yeah, we're going to talk about particularly the craziest and stupidest Democrat bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. That is nothing more than complete anti-white racism, just complete garbage all the way around and everything else like that. And again, shows exactly why Shelia needs to be the first of many people blew the fuck out of office at this point, dude. So we have this particular article right here, and I did not realize honestly until now that Shelia Jackson Lee has been in office for 28 fucking years now, dude, since 1995 there in Texas. And I don't know if Texas has recall voting at this point, dude, but they need to start. They need to start having recall voting, and she needs to be the first person ever recall voted in Texas. What it is, dude. And I would go as far as to say Shelia Jackson Lee is a good example of exactly what we need to have: term limits and auto DQs as the 20th Amendment of the Constitution right now, dude. Because this shit right here needs to be an automatic qualification from office. Congresswoman introduces bill that criminalizes criticism of, quote, any non-white person. Fucking joke, dude. U.S. Congresswoman Shelia Jackson Lee, who is clearly a fucking black supremacist piece of shit at this point, has represented the 18th District of Texas since 95. She is the sole sponsor of House Bill 61, which she introduced on January 9th, 2023, one day before my 38th birthday. It says individuals can be, Lee titled the bill Leading Against White Supremacy Act of 2023. It calls for a new type of federal hate crime conspiracy charge solely aimed at white people. Because, of course, she's a fucking black supremacist, stupid fucking cunt, dude, is what it is. Who is one of the worst pieces of shit ever in office. It says individuals can be charged with a conspiracy to engage in a white supremacy hate crime or crimes or plots they had no actual knowledge of. This is 100% an attack on the First Amendment, dude. That's all it is. That's all this is, dude. It's attacking white people and trying to take away our First Amendment rights at this point, dude. That's all this bullshit is entirely. And that's exactly what I'm saying, dude. Like, this fucking stupid cunt Shelia Jackson Lee, dude, not only should she be thrown out of Congress for this, there should be serious consideration at this point for revoking her U.S. citizenship entirely and exiling her from U.S. soil for life at this point for this crap, dude. Like, enough is enough of this bullshit, dude. It's time to fucking start knocking some asses out of this fucking country entirely, dude. Anyway, it said, anyone who criticizes immigration or vilifies any non-white person or group in an article or social media post can be charged with this crime. They would face the charge if someone they have never met or any communication with is associated with, quote, planning, development, preparation, or perpetration of a crime. Said Lee's bill would also soft repeal the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment. So on the same day that Shelia Jackson Lee introduced H.R. 61, she also co-introduced H.R. 40, which calls for federal commission on reparations for slavery, something that no American currently ever fucking was, by the way. They might be the descendants of slaves. Their ancestors may have been slaves at some point, dude, but they were never a slave themselves, is what it was, unless you're a goddamn vampire who's over 250 years old at this point, dude. Seriously. So ultimately, the purpose would be to give free money to black Americans. A total of 52 Democrats are currently co-sponsoring H.R. 40, meaning the reparations bullshit. And again, every single one of those people should be thrown out of Congress right now on the spot, dude, as well. On that crap. It's fucking ridiculous entirely, dude. Let's see here. Where are we at now? Sorry, my thing just clicked on a piece of that, weird and shit. But yeah, it's just like, seriously, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. But yeah, it's just completely garbage, dude, is what it is. And there's other articles in this one too, but yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, how is this woman, like, seriously, Like, it's the same thing with the anti-gun shit. And by the way, Shelia Jackson Lee is an anti-gun fucking cunt and then some, dude. The fact that she has not been booted out of office already at this point for every single time that she has co-sponsored or primary sponsored an anti-gun bill, dude, is exactly what the problem is right now. The fact that she has not been in prison right now for decades for pulling anti-gunner bullshit right now is absolutely ridiculous entirely, dude. The fact that her first term in office was the year after the AWB became a thing in this country for a decade, and the fact that she's basically gone like full anti-gunner since then, dude, shows exactly what's wrong with this country, honestly. 28 years in Congress, dude. And I can see the same thing with their Democrats, too, for that matter, dude. Marcy Kaptur out of the Cleveland area here in Ohio. Over 40 fucking years. At least 2 years longer than I've been alive at this point on Earth. And I think actually Kaptur's more like 44, 45 years, dude. So it's like 7, 8 years longer than I've been alive at this point, honestly, dude. And it's like, bro, at what point is enough enough? At what point do we say, fuck you, you've had your time, get the fuck out, don't come back, dude? Like term limits, age limits, health limits, auto DQs at this point, dude. Every single one of those things should be part of the 20th Amendment of the Constitution, honestly. And I would go as far as to say there should be a caveat within that 20th Amendment as well that talks about stripping of U.S. citizenship at this point, dude. Because if you're going to pull some crap like that, where you're pulling like some clearly like racist shit against American citizens, dude, you don't need to be on U.S. soil anymore. You don't need to be a U.S. citizen anymore, is what it is. And your citizenship should be revoked on the fucking spot at that point, dude. And you should be booted out of this nation entirely. Like I said, dude, I'm just so sick and tired of all of it, man. I am so fucking sick and tired of this shit. I'm so fucking fed up with it all, man. And I actually called out Lauren Boebert earlier today about this whole thing. And I was like, dude, enough is enough of this. You guys need to seriously toss Sheila out of office over this thing, dude. Toss that bitch out of office for real, man. So, anyway. Yeah, so Shelia Jackson Lee must be thrown out of Congress for this, and consideration made to revoke her U.S. citizenship as well. Period. End of story, dude. So, anyway. Sorry, I was looking at some stuff here. Actually, while we're at the topic of gun stuff as well, on this one, I'm going to go back to Twitter for a minute here in this episode, and then we're not going to be too much longer. Actually, we'll probably do like another 5 minutes or so. We got some stuff I got to do before I go to sleep then. FPC here, their local, their newest thing here was at least 74 Illinois sheriff's departments have publicly vowed to defy elements of the recent gun control law signed by Governor J.B. Pritzker, which banned assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, and switches. So here's the problem I have with that, right? Assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, and I'm guessing they mean Glock switches, which, by the way, are already illegal federally. So you're basically doubly banning something at this point, dude. It's just like the same stupid bullshit they tried to pull here in 2019 after Dayton, dude, where they were like, oh, by the way, we're going to ban stuff that's already banned federally. It's like, we're going to ban the bumper stocks now in the fucking state level and stuff like that. Even though they're already banned federally at the time is what it was. Now they're not anymore, obviously. And then it was also stuff like, how did they put it? Like it was like crank devices or something like that, which are also banned, by the way. And like a bunch of other stuff was already banned at the time and stuff like that. And I'm just like, y'all are just dumb, dude. Like you're doubling down on stupidity is what it is, dude. You're already trying to you're trying to ban something that is already banned nationwide at a state level because you're too stupid to actually update your fucking stupid ass fucking legislation that you were handed by Mamas Demand Action and Bloomberg that's existed for about 30 years now is what it is, dude. That they just went and blew off a couple times and then handed it off to you because it's all dust from the 1990s is what it is, dude. So anyway. Let's see here. Got that idiot Eric Adams saying 17 hours ago on the ground last night on the ground in El Paso, Texas last night. This is a national crisis and we need a national solution. Mayors like Oscar Leeser and I are on the front lines and need federal support. You ain't on the front lines of shit, motherfucker. You are literally in New York City, which is hundreds of miles from the United States-Mexico border. The people that need help are the motherfucking people on the border that need a damn wall erected, you asshole. That's going to stop the mass importation and mass migration of these motherfuckers to begin with, dude. That's where it stops and ends, buddy. That's the fucking solution. Your solution, Eric Adams, is quite literally a fucking border wall, you dipshit. And it's also mass deportation on top of that, for that matter. But of course, you fucking Democrats never want to do that shit because you want the fucking voter base in the future, dude. You want an illegal voter base, just like we've all talked about forever, is what it is, dude. And that's the fact of the matter at this point, dude. That's why every single election in this country for the last 10 years need to be audited at this point, dude, because I guarantee you, if it was, people like Shelia Jackson Lee wouldn't even be in office anymore, dude, because they would literally find out in Texas there that, oh, we give somehow a bunch of fucking people got driver's licenses that were living in Texas now and aren't even legal to be in this country. And that's who voted for Shelia Jackson Lee. I guarantee it, dude. Because her district's in a Democrat hell pocket is what it is, dude, to this nation. It's like the Dallas area or something like that of Texas. Or it's like the Austin area, Texas, one of those two. So, refugees are welcome here mob happened in some part of the UK yesterday where people were like, refugees are welcome here. It's like, then why don't you welcome them into your own homes then, people? Oh, yeah, that's right, because you're a bunch of hypocrite douchebags is what it is. And that's the entire problem right now, dude, with our country in a nutshell. Well, not our country, it'd be UK, obviously. But, well, also our country for that matter, too, because you have people here that would be saying the same shit at that point, dude. You know, there's been people that have done these different stories a lot of times, what it is, dude, where they're like, okay, are you willing to take these refugees into your home? Are you willing to actually house them? And people are like, well, I live in a small apartment, and or I live in a small house. I don't really have an extra room to put them in here. It's like, no, you're a fucking lying piece of shit, dude. You are fucking trying to justify your own bullshit is what it is, dude. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too at that point and be like, oh, we need to have these people in this country. But then meanwhile, you want to take them in your home is what it is. You're literally the definition of a hypocrite. And you need to be called out for it is what it is, dude. In a lot of the cases, specifically this, I'm actually going to go ahead and show this. This angry mob there in fucking the UK there, it was a bunch of white folks, dude, for the most part. Like, there are some minorities among them, but the main one was this crazy-ass white chick right there. Is one of these white liberal people, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when I talk about the 19th Amendment being a mistake and stuff like that, dude, I'm talking about people like her. It was a mistake to give it to people like her, honestly, dude. It's a mistake for people like this crazy bitch right here to have it by default at that point, dude. To have voting rights by default in any country. You know? Especially here in America. But anyway. Let's see, we got U.S. Supreme Court investigators are getting closer to finding the individual who leaked Supreme Court decision of Roe versus Wade being overturned. The fact that they haven't found that already is ridiculous, dude, entirely. So... oh, man. I'm going to talk about this so bad, but I don't want to get a channel strike. I'm not going to talk about it because of that. Needless to say, it's small children, and if you know what I'm saying, you know. So, with the Pfizer, so just absolutely disgusting, dude. Fucking makes me sick to my stomach right now. Anyway, speaking of criticisms and stuff like that, going back to the Shelia Jackson Lee thing, so you got this one here on Twitter, which is says using the wrong, quote unquote, wrong pronoun is apparently the worst form of transphobia on a scale of 1 to 10, according to that person right there. And that's the thing, dude. Like, okay, so say it like this, right? Like, I'm here as a white dude or whatever the case be. Like, and we're talking, like, this is a scenario we're talking about Shelia Jackson Lee's stupid ass bill that she's the only sponsor of right now and stuff like that's going to go nowhere, hopefully. But even the fact that it's introduced and she wasn't tossed out of Congress on the spot on that one, dude, shows everything wrong with our country right now. So, say that this person that's talking right now was a black person or whatever the case be, or any kind of minority of that matter, dude. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yeah, that person's fucking nuts or whatever the case be. And it's like, yeah, they're clearly like mental or whatever it is. And, you know, they're talking about like all kinds of like wrong pronoun crap or whatever the case be. And then you had somebody else go out there that I knew nothing about, didn't know that they watched my content, nothing like that, or whatever the case be. And they would assault that person Now I would catch fucking charges for something I had nothing to do with at all, dude. Because I simply criticized that person for being a fucking wacko is what it is, dude. It's just fucked up, man. It's complete and total censorship of the First Amendment of freedom of speech, dude. And not only that, it also would go against freedom of the press for that matter as well, dude, because I personally consider myself press at this point, dude. I am an independent journalist. I am a literal alt media journalist in this country. I'm willing to tell the truth that people on the mainstream media are not, is what it is, dude. So, yeah, it's a bunch of shit all the way around, dude. And like I said, I'm sick and tired of it. Or even going down further on this one, going back to the Shelia Jackson Lee thing again, another example of this would be, me criticizing this fucking guy right here that's supposed to be some kind of a reverend dude talking about slavery reparations and stuff like that. Says, if the church is looking for communities in England impacted by slavery, might I recommend, and then he talked about the different places there, towns across UK, where young English girls have been and continue to be groomed and abused by, okay, never mind. So yeah, he's talking about the girls that are being, abused by, and you can see what it says at the bottom of that right there. So anyway, but yeah, it's like talking about the truth at that point, dude. That's all it is. It's me saying the truth of what's going on in this nation or across this world is what it is, dude. So, and the fact that you would be like, no, you're going to catch a charge now because some fucking other person did some shit, dude, is what it is. Like, fuck that, dude. Hell no. So, anyway. Sorry, I'm just literally filtering my stuff here to see if we can actually show some of this or not. Let's see. Said, left go into meltdown at the thought of housing our homeless first. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, that was another UK thing there. And that's what I'm saying, dude. It's a bunch of hypocrite stuff is what it is. You have these people literally throwing temper tantrums there because they won't actually, they're being asked to house a homeless person. And they're all like, refugees are welcome here. And that person's saying we should house the homeless first. And they're like, no, we should bring in more refugees and stuff like that, even though we have a homeless crisis in that fucking country. It's just insanity, dude, is what it is. It's literally lemmings off the cliff at this point. That's all it is. It's people who are fucking lemmings going off a damn cliff right now, dude. And not even understanding, like, they're literally just like right off the fucking cliff is what it is, dude. Because they're following the last lemming before them is what it is. So, anyway. Let's see here. Alex guy said, no state party has been more incompetent than the New York Democrats this cycle. 1, cost Democrats a House majority. 2, Hunkel barely wins. 3, Hunkel appoints arch conservative justice. Self-inflicted wounds, no Republican hackery needed. So I could go into all kinds of talk right now about how the New York governor's race should be fucking legitimately audited at this point, dude, because Hunkel definitely did not win legitimately, is what it is. Period. And Lee Zeldin should 100% be governor there. I could also go into talk right now of how the Pennsylvania governor's race should also have the same fucking thing, because there is no way that Doug Mastriano lost legitimately that piece of shit Josh Shapiro, anti-gun fuckboy ex-AG of the state. Or how that douchebag fucking John Fetterman never became a U.S. senator, dude. There is no way he won legitimately there, period. That's what it is, dude. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Apparently, I'm going to go ahead and show this. Apparently, Kayleigh McInerney, the chick that was the ex-press secretary for President Trump, now has a child. Her and her husband were able to adopt this baby. That's a little cutie right there, too, man. Like, it is cute. Yeah, it said, love this. He is beautiful. And this person was saying, oh, no. I'm sorry. It was not Kayleigh's child. It was her responding back to this other person named Biscuit. This Biscuit said, we love our adopted son so much. Thank you to the mother who chose it as an option. And that's what it is, dude. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to abort the kids, dude. You can choose adoption. You can choose to have open adoptions in this country, for God's sakes, in most states nowadays, where you actually know exactly who's adopting your kid, and you can actually watch the kid grow up throughout their entire life as the biological parent of that child while someone else is raising the kid for you. Like, there's no reason not to have that, man. There's no reason not to have this option of children being born alive and going to houses of people who maybe can't have their own kids. It's ridiculous for people to not have that be the option for them, dude. Instead, they go to abortion clinics and kill their kids in the womb. It's like, no, choose life, dude. Choose the innocent life that deserves a chance to actually have a life. Don't wipe the kid out before they even have a chance to do anything, dude. Don't potentially destroy the life of a child who could be one of a group of people who creates time travel, who creates cures to cancer, who does great, who makes anything great in this country, who makes a better country. Like, there's zero reason to abort at this point, dude. It's like adoption over abortion, period, dude. End of story. So, anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. That was what it is. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I want to talk about here or not. Let's see. What is this from? Okay, this person's talking about some place being blown up in the Russia-Ukraine war. What is this one? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, man. This is 100% educational purposes right now, dude. And I'm going to say it like this. These crazy motherfuckers like this dude right here still have voting rights in this country. He is trying to get a cheaper burrito at a Chipotle while being freaked out about the COVID being caught. Oh my God, I'm going to catch the COVID. It's a fucking flu, dude. Legitimately. I've had it twice at least now. I've survived both times as a really overweight guy. And yeah, like, you're probably going to survive it too, buddy. Most people will, unless you're like super old or super, super young is what it is, dude. Like, your chances of actually dying from it are very low. So, get an immunity to it and go from there is what it is, brother. Stop living your life in fear, dude. Stop watching the mainstream media and being fearmonger is what it is, dude. Seriously. It's as simple as that. The more you know. Brought to you by Ohio Patriot Education Network and our affiliates, Colorado Patriot Education Network, Oregon Patriot Education Network, Oklahoma Patriot Education Network, New York Patriot Education Network, and Michigan Patriot Education Network, as well as every other Patriot Education Network currently not existing in any state at all. We still need to look for other people in other states right now. Obviously, I make a joke about every other one. We don't really have any people that are doing the Patriot Education Networks in other states right now, except for the state of Ohio. But we're looking for people every day is what it is, dude. If we can find somebody that wants to be part of the groups or wants to lead the groups there in that state, good for you. We will bring you on board is what it is. So, anyway. Sorry, I was just looking for... I want to show this meme so bad, but I don't think I can. It's Mr. Guns and Gear. It's that what you call it, black dude from the whatchamacallit thing that has like the gun and like, bangs the person, and then it's like, why did somebody do this stuff? And it's like government killing stuff over literally anything is what it is, and then it's government. This is a tragedy. I need more money and authority. Exactly, dude. That is legitimately fucking spot on for everything we've ever seen in this nation, honestly, dude. And it's sad. It's sad that you see that consistently, and that's the thing I said before, dude. Like, I'm shocked. I am shocked beyond belief that we have never seen any kind of revolt back against what happened in 2020 there, because our rights were 100% stolen from us, and then some dude. It was another 9/11 kind of situation there. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I'm going to call out this one, dude. So this is one of the Democrats that's now in the Ohio State House. She should have never been allowed to run for office at all in the state at all, for that matter, dude, because of the fact she's not a fucking American citizen. She is a foreign national from some fucking Arabic nation. You had a person responding back to her and said, in addition, I don't know which, I'm assuming this is Columbus area. I know she represents District 9 is Columbus area. I'm assuming this is some kid that died in Columbus the other day, or some guy that died in Columbus the other day in police custody is what it was. And the person responding to her said, in addition, toxicity report from the hospital confirmed the person had cocaine and other drugs in their blood system. Instead of virtue signaling, please focus on Ohio's 9th district increase in crime, more support for law enforcement officers, more law enforcement officers hired, and hold criminals accountable with jail time. To which this Mariana dipshit said, asking police to be held accountable for their dangerous behavior is absolutely not virtue signaling. Their job is not to be judge, jury, and executioner. We can discuss crime prevention and police accountability. The two are not mutually exclusive. Can we please just throw Abduli the fuck out of office already, dude, and be done with it? Same thing with that Muhammad guy. I mean that seriously. As well as the rest of the Democrat Party in the state of Ohio, in our state house right now. You know, if Jason Stevens wants to do his job as Speaker of the House right now, dude, do that. Kick out all the Democrats right now, dude, seriously. I'm just so sick of these fucking people, dude. By the way, this Abduli woman broke her oath to office already in the state of Ohio the day that she voted for Jason Stevens for Speaker of the House. So there is that. My question is, what other crimes did she commit before she was even in office in this country? So I wouldn't be surprised at least if there was actually an audit of her finances and there was a bunch of PPP loan money that she took or something like that, dude, honestly. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying if they did audit, they probably would find that, honestly, dude. Or some kind of related thing. The reason I say that specifically is because there was a group of people here in Ohio who were, I don't know, I can't remember if she's Somalian or she's something else now, but basically there was a group here in Ohio that were the Somali folks is what it was, and there was another big group in Minnesota that all had this giant PPP loan theft scam thing going on for 2020 is what it was. So I could easily see her being one of the recipients of that shit if that be the case, dude. And if they actually did the investigation or whatever the case be, they might find something, who knows. But the fact that, you know, there's not an investigation open yet, it's kind of like, okay then, whatever. But yeah, it's just very irritating, dude. Honestly, I'll tell you right now, if I lived in the 9th district in Columbus, dude, I'd be so pissed this woman was my representative in the state house right now. I don't know. Like, I got a problem with that, though, because you're talking about, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna try to read this again now. I'm gonna go ahead and read this again. What this person said. So it said it's told her instead of virtue signaling, please focus on Ohio's 9th district increasing crime by supporting cops, the hiring of more cops, and hold criminals accountable with jail time. And her response was asking police to be held accountable for dangerous behavior. The whole point. Okay, so what she's saying in that situation is she's saying a guy who is obviously not alive anymore, who died from whatever, the toxicity report for him in Franklin County there in the Columbus area was that he had cocaine and a bunch of other drug cocktails in his system at the time of his death. So you're essentially saying the guy was George Floyd 2.0 at this point. You know, all kinds of fucking drugs in the system, dude, would have died anyway and stuff like that. And you're trying to blame policing for helping the guy live or potentially for killing the guy or whatever. If he was like high on drugs and then tried to attack the cops, is my guess what happened there. And they probably shot him is what happened most likely. Like, it's like, bro, how the fuck, like, oh my God. I swear to God, man, like half the time I just want to see these fucking people be like, okay, here's the deal, bitch. For the next fucking 7 days of your life, you're going to be taken out of the state house and you're going to be put on the fucking beat with cops, and you're going to do exactly what a police officer does in the city of Columbus every single day for the next week. And put her on the most dangerous calls possible and stuff like that, dude. And see what she fucking does the second that you have somebody going out there and trying to attack her with a fucking knife or a wrench or a gun or something else like that, dude. I guarantee she'd be like, fucking just mag dumping people and stuff like what it is, dude. And that's the entire point, dude. They don't give a fuck, dude, because it really is just virtue signaling for them at this point, dude. And it's just fucking disgusting to see that, dude. So, yeah, I'm just absolutely sickened by this whole thing, dude. So, let's see here now. Oh my god, dude. What a bunch of morons, dude. This one guy was asking the dude if he could provide stuff about convictions not happening as much, or whatever. You can literally fucking look up for yourself, buddy. It's called look up any Soros DA in this fucking country. Hell, look up Mike Schmidt in Portland, Oregon, dude, and how many Antifas off the fucking hook every single day. Every single day they're worth ass felon lives is what it is, dude. Where they've either gotten no charges at all or they've had fucking felonies dropped to like small ass misdemeanors and shit like that all the time. And that's that simple, truthfully. Honestly, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. So, anyway. Yeah, calls her this fucking Abduli woman, calls herself the first Muslim woman and youngest serving member of the Ohio State House and stuff. Fucking ridiculous, dude. What an absolute slap in the face, dude. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so we got way more of this story that this dumb bitch is talking about now, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna call up the state people in the state house tomorrow and demand that Abduli be thrown out of office over this shit, dude. Because this is just absolutely ridiculous. So you got this person who actually said what happened there. He was talking about in the case of what happened here in Ohio, in Columbus area. He said their duty is to arrest a criminal which carjacked and assaulted a driver, caused a multiple car accident, risk of killing someone and resisting arrest while on drugs, and he passed away from cardiac arrest 5 hours after the arrest. Yes, you are virtue signaling still. Abduli said, those are your words, and I have no interest in those kind of blanket statements. My only interest is the safety of the public. My job is to protect my constituents and make sure public services are working for them and not against them. If that be the case, you would resign from office right now, you stupid cunt. Seriously. I'm calling you right now, Abduli. Fucking resign. Resign from the fucking state house, bitch. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm so sick and tired of these fucking people, dude. Resign on the spot. Freaking leftist you are. So yeah, needless to say, I'm fucking sick of it, dude. I'm sick and tired of these fucking people. So apparently this Ray Angelo guy was getting into it with her and stuff like throughout this entire thing. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is apparently the entire story that he's talking about right here in this previous post that I've heard on her dumbass. on the page of her dumbass. This was 15 hours ago. This guy said, "Stop letting politics think for you and read, view, listen, research before publishing a false narrative, which liberals believe without making sound judgment. Smart on crime approach doesn't work, and it creates a safety risk to law-abiding citizens. Tragic event, but avoidable. Keenan Anderson carjacked an Uber driver. While in the stolen vehicle, Keenan caused a multiple car accident. Keenan then abandoned the crashed stolen vehicle, fleeing the scene on foot. First LEO approached Keenan. He lied, asking for help, insisting the people at the car accident scene were after him. First LEO redirected towards the multiple car accident scene. Upon approach, the drivers of the vehicles involved in the accident informed the LEO that Keenan was the driver who was fleeing the scene. First law enforcement officer caught up with Keenan, who then amped on drugs and talking about being on stunt and they're trying to get me, quote unquote. Said LEO potentially tried for a period of 10 plus minutes to reason with Keenan to relax and hold his position. He then fled on foot, disobeying the cop's request in an attempt to get away. The first cop reached Keenan, and within minutes, additional police arrived to assist. Keenan was reportedly told to relax, stop resisting, and stop or we will tase you. Okay, that's who. Okay, so this was not in Ohio. This is the taser kid. That happened in, I think it was, what state was that in now? Let me look that up now. Okay, I was thinking this was Ohio for some reason. Look up Keenan Anderson. Taser. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Okay. Keenan Anderson was the cousin of BLM co-founder Patricia Concolors. This was the guy who died after being tased by the police. Okay, so that's what it was. So this was the entire story. What really happened in that situation there. So okay, so he lied to the cops. He was being told to relax, and that's when they apparently tased him. They said, "Stop, we'll tase you." So he kept resisting and not following police orders. LEOs continued to attempt to handcuff him. Another police officer tased him several times. LEOs used 2 sets of handcuffs interlinked to finally handcuff him in an extended position so arms are not tightly bound to back. Said Keenan was provided medical aid. Okay, where we're at. Provided medical aid. Standard LEO procedure for someone being tased. Then transported to a local hospital approximately 5 hours after this incident, and arriving at the hospital, he had passed away. So that's what actually happened there. He didn't die on the spot or whatever the case be, and this bitch is just lying about it. That's what it is, dude. And then she said, keyword avoidable. Let's all avoid it. Value of human life is not debatable. I don't understand what the disconnect is here. Says a person who is literally part... I'm actually going to call her on that one, dude. Who represents the party in Ohio pushing for abortion on demand. Is so yeah, needless to say, I'm gonna call that dumb bitch out on that one, dude, because fuck her ass. Anyway, that's pretty much where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll be back again at some point in the near future, hopefully. If I'm not back on this channel, I'll be back on the Led Lacey Anarchy channel, which is my cousin's YouTube channel, is what it is. So, anywho, but yeah, needless to say, I'm gonna be calling the state house today, and I'm gonna be calling my state rep and a bunch of other state reps, and potentially Speaker Jason Stevens, and demanding they kick out Dooley the fuck out of the party at this point, dude. Kick her the fuck out of the state house entirely over this shit, dude. Enough is enough of this crap, dude. She's supposedly the youngest serving member currently, She needs to be the shortest serving member ever in the Ohio State House is what it is, dude. Being like legitimately like less than 2 weeks is what it is. So yeah, enough is enough of this crap, dude. The fact that this bitch wasn't disqualified from the fucking running on the spot just based on the fact she's an anti-American piece of crap is what it is, dude. It's exactly what's wrong with this country right now, dude. And the same thing with that fucking Muhammad guy, dude. When you put anything in front of American, you're not an American anymore, dude. You're whatever the fuck that other country is what it is. Whether it be Somalia or Afghanistan or fucking Saudi Arabia or whatever the case be, dude. You know, any of that crap like that. Or Africa or some kind of Asian nation or whatever it is, dude. You know, you don't see a bunch of white folks walking around calling ourselves Irish Americans or something like that, or fucking, you know, Polish Americans or whatever. Now, granted, you have the German American Club, but that's a whole different thing that was out there. And that's basically something that was created like really early on by people who were like first generation Americans after being in Germany for a bunch of years of their lives and stuff like that. But that's a whole different story altogether, is what it is there. So most people don't actually call themselves German Americans anymore. So unless they're actually from Germany initially and then become an American, that's a different story altogether. That's another thing too, by the way. If you're actually originally from like a place like Africa or whatever, dude, and you legitimately like migrated to America, became a U.S. citizen and stuff like that, then you would call yourself an African American, that's fine, dude, because again, you actually are at that point because you first lived in Africa for some part of your life, and then you became a U.S. citizen, and now you're an American is what it is. That being said, most of those people will just call themselves fucking American because they actually get it, dude, that you have the beautiful freedom to be an American citizen at that point. Why wouldn't you just call yourself an American? And it's really as simple as that, honestly. So, anyway, that being said, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all on the next one.